It's okay. I'll just claim that you were a cheater because you already knew what the whole plan was anyway, so...
Hello, YouTube? Question mark. I'm here with... Do you want to introduce yourself?
Heyo, it's Plan B, and we're in KSP doing something that I have no idea what we're doing yet, so we're just gonna see where the day takes us.
Exciting times. Alright, so if you want to go ahead and hit start game and create a brand new... whoops, I hit the wrong button. A brand new, what's it called? Sandbox under difficulty normal. Okay, so now here's my challenge proposal, right? So, the two of us, we're gonna go to some planet, and basically the first person there wins. And that's like time as in like, real time, like the time of the recording, not in-game time. And to make it fair-ish-er, I'm gonna let you choose the destination.
Oh, okay. Alright, hang on. Okay, that's an interesting one. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, let's see where we're sat right now. So it's just getting a vessel. Does it have to be manned, unmanned?
That's a very good question. I hadn't considered that yet. How about to the surface of the planet and back with one Kerbal?
My cat is currently going ballistic mode. I say, just to make it a little spicy, let's go with Duna.
Duna, love that. Okay, that was gonna be... Okay, perfect. Okay, so... Alright, start, go. Add an alarm. Okay, so you must be, like, pretty good at the game by now, right? You've got, what, 2,000 hours?
1,800, a little over 1,800. But a lot of that, I have a really bad tendency of, like, being in the middle of a mission and then just leaving my computer run for a couple of hours, so I don't know what amount of that is my actual, like, playtime.
Fair enough. I think I've done that a few times as well. I've got nowhere near that. I've got about 400 hours, so, yeah. When, if I may ask, when did you get into this game?
It was probably about 2 years ago. I haven't been playing it since the start, since it first came out. I only picked it up, like, 2 years ago.
Sure. I think I haven't been playing... Well, okay, so my brother was the one who first introduced it to me. And that was back a long time ago. That's probably 6 years ago now or something. But me personally, I don't think I've been playing it for more than 4 years or something. So, okay, I have another question for you. How long have you been doing the whole YouTube thing?
Since about the start of the year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the first KSP video I made was with, I was watching Real Civil Engineer, and he was doing, like, a little speed challenge with, just trying to go from, as quick as you could get on just the runway at the KSC, and
Sure.
He was doing it kind of wonky, so I tried to, like, one-up it. And then that's my current, like, #1 video that has, like, I think 30,000 views or something like that. I'm waiting to get to 500 subs, because that's when they let you do, like, community posts and stuff.
Okay, you know, I thought that too, but I got an email from YouTube today saying I can do community posts, and I don't even have 150.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I don't know what that's... No,
Unless they just updated it,
YouTube...
because I know that they just did the handles as well, so maybe they just, like, reworked it all.
It's possible they entirely reworked it, but yeah, I was waiting for that 500 thing too, for the exact same reason, and I just got an email today, and it's like, hey, you don't have to wait anymore. I'm like, thanks? Question mark?
Interesting.
Yeah. How far are you, by the way? I'm concerned that I'm way behind.
No, I actually think you're a good deal ahead, because I had to mess around with the transfer windows for a moment, because I overshot and had to go to the next available one.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so I've only just started on my vessel.
I think I have everything I need.
Shit, you're about to launch off? I haven't even finished?
No, I'm definitely not finished. I need to merge my craft here.
So I guess I got a question for you then.
Uh-huh, talk to me.
What was it that brought you into making Kerbal videos?
That brought me into making Kerbal? That's a good question. And it was actually the Kerbal Space Program Challenges Discord. That was so much fun. I remember that. Yeah. I can't wait for KSP 2 though. That's gonna be so much fun.
It's gonna be bonkers.
I'm sure they're gonna like open all that stuff up again. There're gonna be challenges. There's gonna be like it's gonna be a KSP YouTuber's amazingness, heaven, life.
Yeah.
I know. It's like under pressure, time pressure. It's like I have done this before. I swear.
I will say it's very different trying to do it under pressure.
Under time pressure, yeah. Seriously. Is that too many drogues? Is 16 drogues too many?
No, that's not
that's
enough.
how many we have. It's not enough. That's what I'm saying, actually. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you go on YouTube and you have a look around, you will never be able to find any sort of interstellar rescue in Kerbal Space Program. That is in stock KSP. But I realized that I ejected, in one of my saves, I ejected one of my Kerbals by accident, just flung it into interstellar space. It's gone, like, way gone. I don't know if you've ever, like, tried to fly into interstellar space in KSP, but the map screen just breaks.
Yeah, it
like,
doesn't like it very much.
It is not built for it. Like, so I think that would be a really wicked cool challenge. Like, if you could actually, like, successfully manage to do some sort of, like, I don't know, interstellar rescue for some Kerbal. Like, this is a challenge at this point to anyone who's willing to take up my challenge. Do that? That would be impressive. Okay, I'm ready for launch, I think.
Oh, dear. I am lagging behind. I think that overshooting of the blimmin' transfer window mucked me.
You know, okay, so we've got a planetarium here. And we do planetarium shows every so often. And just as people come in, just like the lights are still on and everything, people are filing in, they're getting settled down. I play the KSP soundtrack, like the entire thing. And it's just, because nobody else has any clue what's going on. Nobody else knows. It's just me with my KSP soundtrack just enjoying myself as people file into the planetarium.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yes, I'm creative. There we go. I take it you've seen all the, like, early access footage from KSP 2?
Well, even if it is a little wonky just off the rip, like, it's still gonna be fun. We're gonna find things that we can break that were never intended to break, that then maybe even become features and be able to look back at it and be like, yeah, I was a part of figuring this out. Like the accidental like warp drives.
The Deep Space Kraken 2.0.
Yeah. Stuff like that, which hopefully I hope they've overhauled the
physics engine.
Yeah. Because I know it's good, don't get me wrong. I don't want to, like, negate that, but it's also, it's got its issues here and there.
Not me exiting the atmosphere.
Whoa. I don't need 19. Wait, symmetry, calm down. I hate it when it does this, no.
My rocket is very on fire.
You know, it'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes, and there's nothing you can do.
Just enjoy it. It's fun.
Just enjoy it. That's what we all say as Kerbal engineers here. Yeah, no, that's definitely cool. You know, that's sort of the trouble with stuff these days is like, especially with NASA, I guess specifically NASA, is that it like has to go through Congress. I mean, and I know that's a good thing, at least in theory, but at the same time, when you have Congress constantly switching back and forth on its political view, it's sort of like, seriously, is this really how we do things? Anyway, I'm not gonna get too much into that. By the way, so my my new favorite way of like measuring currency, like measuring large sums of money, is in like the time it would run the U.S. military for. So I'm sure we've all heard of the DART mission. If you haven't, check out my video. Shameless plug. Okay, but the DART mission costed around $300 million, all told, everything over the course of its development, R&D, and construction. And that would run the military, the U.S. military, for a solid 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's my research for the day. Exciting.
No, that sounds about right. If there's anything
Yep.
that America enjoys is being the biggest speaker of democracy, as they like to call it.
Speaker of democracy. There you go. You heard it here first.
I don't know why. I'm launching and my engines have no sound. This is very eerie.
Ah, do you have any sound at all? Did you have sound in the VAB?
Yeah, and I even had like the staging sound, but for some reason I just don't have the sound of my engines roaring.
Do you use the Eve scatter mod?
Yeah, but I've never had this issue.
I'm pretty sure every so often that happens with the Eve scatter mod. Maybe I don't really know.
Interesting. Strange.
Yeah. You can see Kerbin receding in the distance there. What a sight.
I mean, I do as well, but probably not in the same way that you do.
Sure.
Okay, we're gaining speed still, so that's good. It's fine, it'd be like that. Oh, I've lost my music now. What? What? Why am I re-entering the atmosphere?
It do be like that sometimes.
Oh no, why am I re-entering the atmosphere?
Are you just having audio issues?
Oh, I was looking at the wrong number. Bugger.
I've just realized what the problem was, why my thrust to weight ratio was so terrible. It's because I had both of my engines active. So I've got my Apollo style craft and I had my engine on the lander active and my interplanetary
Oh,
stage.
so it was just throttle against itself?
Yep, that's a bit of a waste of fuel, but I brought enough, so it's fine. Yeah. So my physics teacher at one point, from a while back, was an astrobiologist. I know, physics teacher as an astrobiologist. It was a good time. Yep, and she was working on ExoMars at the time, which is that new rover that was supposed to launch a long time ago. But the funny thing I thought, like, since she was sort of on the science aspect of it, like the sort of biology aspect to that mission, she was telling us about like how for some of the samples there needed to be some analysis done where they had to like heat up the samples. So they brought some ovens, as usual. So like what you would think would be a reasonable thing to do would be to sort of like have one oven and then make a system to like clean out your oven every time you need to take a new sample, right? Perfect. Except, what if, right? What if you brought 31 ovens instead?
Oh,
and
good.
then you just used a different one every single time you needed a new sample.
Oh, I love that.
Love that too, yeah.
I had I lived in Georgia before I came out here to Texas, and I was a manager for an arcade company. And one of my techs, he worked part-time, but he also was the head of the robotics league for the local high school.
Okay.
And
Sure.
because they were like a non-profit thing, they would just be given like the NVIDIA compute. I forgot what the name of them are, but like the really, really not CPU, like GPU-driven compute modules, I guess. They were made a lot for like the camera imagery, and they would put them on these robots with like just a bog standard webcam and IR LEDs, and they could track an item that had this special retro-reflective tape on it to like perfectly. The software would be able to find it because it used a very high contrast background, and then just track it pinpoint. There was like maybe a half a second buffer delay just because like it's a lot of information to try to take in at once, but it was the coolest thing to watch in action. So just get like 30 of those together and we could track an asteroid, I'm sure.
That would be sick. We should do that.
It doesn't help though that those like NVIDIA things cost, I think,
like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I think it's like $700 each. And that's for like the lower end one.
Wow, okay. What, like for visual processing?
Yeah, and then you can interface it with something like an RC controller or even like motor controllers, and you can use the actual output from it to tell it like, hey, we are facing this way and the item that we want is this way. Kind of like the whole rocket meme of like, the missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't.
The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't.
And it just subtracts those two, and it can just move itself with almost pinpoint accuracy as long as everything else is up to par. It's the coolest thing.
Interesting. Nice. So, I landed on a slope.
Oh
and
no.
I'm like sliding down. I gotta plant a flag though. Like, I can't not plant a flag. It's got my logo! The Kerbal EVA pack has my logo on it. It's so cute because I put my flag on it. Oh, that's cool.
How many Kerbals did you take?
I made that. Okay, I've got one on the surface, and one in orbit, so I can do Lounge Lazy.
Oh god. Where's Duna? Oh, there it is.
Okay, I know what I'm doing. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, oops.
Alright, so we are now entering Juna's sphere of influence.
There's got to be like some trap remix of the Kerbal Space Program music, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I'm sure I could find that. Just like play that at full volume over
Just
everything
all of
in
this.
this video. Yeah, exactly. But I love myself a good aerospike.
You know what? Fair enough. I gotta say, they are pretty, as the kids would say, goated.
Goated indeed. Goated with the sauce.
Oh no. Okay, at this point, I think just me getting a flag down is going to be the achievement, because it sounds like you're already on your way back.
On my very first Duna mission, I remember that I didn't pack drogues. Like, I only packed the regular chutes.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was because I didn't even realize what drogues were for. I'm like, drogues? No, I don't need drogues. What is that?
Drogues? Never heard of it.
Never, exactly. And, yeah, I think we can all imagine how that turned out.
So I may have to, like, litho break through Kerbin a couple hundred times.
Wait.
Not litho break, sorry, arrow break.
Arrow break, yeah, okay. Yeah, litho break multiple times on the surface of Kerbin. Amen.
Just bounce off. Come in at, like,
Exactly.
17,000 meters a second, just bounce right back off.
I should go to Drez. Nobody visits Drez enough. That's...
On the way back?
I feel bad for Drez. No, not on the way back.
Oh, I was gonna
In
say,
general.
like, how?
I haven't been to Drez in forever. Oh, I might be able to do min-miss if I play my cards correctly.
Oh my
Even with
goodness.
something that doesn't have control. Yeah?
My KSP is shitting itself. I'm hoping that I did over-engineer my lander, and I should be able to just take off. I'm glad that I took all three of my Kerbals with me.
To the surface?
Yeah. I was thinking
How big is your lander?
it's using the Mark III command pod. It's a fairly big lander, you'll see.
Okay. I'm
It's
excited
also
now.
kind of like asparagus staged, I guess.
No, there are a lot of things that people tell me, and it's like, you don't do this and this? I'm like, I didn't even know that was a feature.
I didn't know that was a part of the game. I thought that was a mod.
Ooh. I'm still on hyperwarp, am I? Yeah, that's not so good.
Oh no. Oh, we're bouncing
I feel
a
like
little bit.
that's what most of this mission has been. Oh, no!
Well, I... Cool, so I have 3 Kerbals on the ground.
Nice.
They
Well
can't
played,
return.
well played.
The craft may have kind of exploded a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It was because all of my drogue and main parachutes kind of deployed at the last minute. It's gonna be a little tough. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I guess this is not This is definitely not something that Kerbal Space Program players are built to be able to do. Speedruns are not.
Alright, is that gonna let me get a little bit better control? Oh my goodness, did I recover this? Oh! He's done it.
He's done it, lads.
Minus a little bit of waste of fuel, but let me get a flag down and then figure out how the hell to get back. Man, I'm sad at myself.
No, don't be sad. I think you did. Considering the circumstances, you did really well. Would you like to share your Florida? So, Florida has this reputation of being the state in which people wrestle alligators and launch things into space and I don't know. all such things. I'm sure you've heard this as well. Yeah? Is there anything you'd like to comment on that?
Florida is definitely interesting. I will say that at least.
Okay.
It's got a lot going on between like all the different theme parks, plus like the Everglades, and just the flora and fauna of Florida is pretty interesting compared to other parts of the country.
Sure.
As far as people like wrestling alligators are everywhere. And I have known several people who have like found them on the side of the road and like just put them in the bed of their truck and taken them home. People actively eat gator out there. There is like an actual gator hunting season, and you have to go get like the permits for them, and you're only allowed X amount and all of this.
Seriously?
Yeah, which
That
gator
I did
meat's
not
actually kind of
expect.
tasty.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
Interesting.
So there's
there's
a lot of wild things out there.
That used to be okay. So this was a long time ago now, and I barely remember it. But there used to be a place that would sell croc meat here, and that was. See, it's just so crazy to me because nowadays, if you tried to hunt a crocodile, it would be not. Like, that's not allowed at all. You wouldn't even think to do that. Just because wildlife is so heavily protected now in Kenya. Just because people realized, like, hey, tourism is our number one industry. And, like, if we kill all our animals, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be a fun time. And so it's good to see that, like, wildlife is being heavily protected now. But... yeah, crocodile meat, I guess.
Yeah, the alligators here aren't as much of like an endangered issue. They do regulate, like I said, they regulate how many you can kill, but they also regulate the amount that are in the wild. Like, they do heavily study them just to make sure that they are not over fished or anything. I guess fish hunted?
Sure.
Fish hunt. People have their own
Something
ways.
like
Some
that.
people do it with like fishing lures and guidelines that they have set out with hooks with like just hunks of meat on them, which is very interesting.
Hunks of meat just on a fishing lure?
Yeah, on like a giant fishing hook, and then they just have like rope strung between two trees that has like a couple of these hooks on them to try to lure and capture these prehistoric beasts.
When I brought up the alligator thing, I was sort of like half joking. You have more than fulfilled my expectations of
Florida.
Alligator hunting in Florida. Yes, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
I did visit Atlanta at one point. I was I think I was just passing through, but I saw the aquarium.
Ah, yes, the Georgia
like-
Aquarium is Atlanta
Yeah.
Aquarium. Either way.
Yeah,
I think it's the Georgia
with the
one.
biggest like tank in the world.
They're one
That
of the
was pretty
only
incredible
few
to see.
aquariums that have like
Whale
beluga
sharks,
whales
yeah.
and whale sharks. Like they're it's a great place. I've been there I think 4 times.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I quite like... See, the reason I like space so much is because it's one of the few fields where, like, discoveries are still constantly being made, and sort of that sense of discovery is really satisfying, I guess, to me. But then, at the same time, like, there is one other field that sort of gives that same sense, which is, you know, marine biology and marine exploration. And so, that's always been pretty fascinating. This is really cool. There's just, like, a green rock.
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
know
if
these
you have
existed.
a scanning arm, you can scan them and get extra science for them.
Ah, cool. I didn't know these existed. That's really cool. This is such a steep incline, though. Like, I may have to just touch and go. There's no way I'm gonna be able to stick this landing.
Yeah, no,
That's
Atlanta
slide.
is it's really cool. I do highly recommend for people who have just never really adventured to go out there and see. They have the aquarium. Centennial Park is where they did the 1996 Olympics, I think it was, which is really
Oh
cool.
yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating right now because I'm really focusing on trying to make this landing not terrible.
No, you're good.
Okay, whatever. This is fine. I'm gonna plant a flag on this rock. This green rock. Did you end up making it anywhere with your...
I'm attempting Duna again right now.
Okay, how far are you?
I've just got an encounter. I'm doing my mid-course correction.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can make it there and back. It was just me trying to be the Speedy McGee to try to, like, make back time loss. Kind of mucked me up quite a bit.
This is a really cool rock.
You sound like a geologist.
Yeah, no, I feel like that Shrek meme. That's a nice boulder. I like that boulder. Some of their other songs, they had Shrek in the music videos and everything, and I just love the fact that they've just embraced that.
You know, when you get memed to that level, I think you just have to embrace it. Like, there's not much that you can do to try to break that correlation between you and your art that is now a part of another piece of art.
Sure. So I've just blown up most of my craft while trying to take off, but it's still intact, so we're still going here.
It's intact enough to make it back?
Yeah.
Or does
yeah,
this sound
I'd
like
say
I'm
so.
about to make a recovery? I don't know what I did differently on this attempt, but it's so much better.
I gotta make some fireworks here.
There's nothing better than good old fireworks.
That's what I'm saying. Oh wow, okay. There are the fireworks. Oh, is it gonna come back and hit me?
Oh no, that would be so sad if, like, the debris just came back, smacked you.
Because the way I tend to detach things to make fireworks is I first point prograde, like I point straight into Kerbin's atmosphere, and then at the last possible second, I detach it and then point retrograde. But of course that has the effect of pushing the capsule slightly further into the atmosphere. But then as the drag builds up more on the capsule, the back stage catches up with the capsule, and usually it flies right past it as it's doing the fireworks, and it looks amazing. But one day it's gonna come back and hit me, and it's not gonna be a fun time.
Apparently that is not the day. Have you made it?
But the chutes are inflated, and I'm time warping to the surface. And touchdown. There we go, or splashdown. Yay!
You did it. You done bested me.
Well, it's something. I don't know how much that demonstrates any sort of like capacity to play the game, but Anyway.
It's okay. I'll just claim that you were a cheetah because you already knew what the whole plan was anyway, so...
This is true, yeah. That's, yeah.
It's not because I'm a sore loser or anything.
We'll do a rematch, and next time you can choose the challenge, and we'll see how that goes.